What the heck is up, you guys? It's your boy Ace, aka Animated Heroes, here back with another action figure review. Today we're going to be taking a look at none other than the SH Figuarts Dragon Ball Z Super Saiyan Trunks Infinite Latent Super Power, or basically a re-release of the Armored Trunks that we got before, just with a recoloring. So anyway, let's go ahead and dive right into the sexy packaging so we can get right on to the figure. So for the sexy packaging, at this point, it's what we've been getting ever since the release of the Super Warrior Awakening Goku, I think is when they started this. As you guys can see, it does have the blue theme to it. It does say Super Saiyan Trunks right there, as well as the other stuff. You got the window where you can see the figure, Dragon Ball Z, Tamashii Nations Bandai at the bottom, warning ages 15 and up. You got images all along the side, one on the top here, one on the bottom here, nothing on this side. And then, of course, on the back, you got some poses you can get the figure into, some of the accessories being shown, and then a bunch of stuff at the bottom I can't read because I imported this figure. Now let's go ahead and bust it out of the package because it's time to look at it. Now, one of the coolest things about being an action figure reviewer is that sometimes it comes full circle, and what I mean by that is the opportunity to revisit figures that you experienced years and years ago in somewhat of a new form. This one, not that much different. It is just a repaint, but in case you guys still don't know what I'm talking about, I did review this figure 7 years ago, and oh my god, it was such a horrible review. So here I am again talking about this figure once more in its brand new good looking recolor edition. And I gotta say, man, this one right here, even though I don't have the original anymore, I can already say that this one looks league. Color palette on this Trunks looks absolutely outstanding, man, and I am loving this so far. But anyway, here he is right out of the package, looking just as good as he did before, but even better with the more saturated blues. I don't really care for the metallic shine in the hair, but it still looks really good. It's not my favorite. I do think I like the original hair better, but when it comes to the faces, they look so much better, man, and we are about to get into that now, taking a closer look at this guy so we can examine these details a tad bit further. Now, taking a closer look at this guy, I really want to emphasize just how good the paint is now on these faceplates. I don't think any of this has been resculpted or retooled. I doubt they would do something like that and still release it at a $35 price point. I think that's what this guy goes for. And gosh, man, it just really goes a long way. This is Trunks straight out of Dragon Ball Z, that serious look. I really wish my ring light wasn't causing the bang to have a shadow over the face so you could get the full look at this figure, but I mean, this is accurate to how he's drawn, so it's really nothing Tamashii Nations could have done about that. But again, man, this is just a beautiful looking figure. I love how the front of the hair is spiky, the rest is pulled back into this little ponytail. I do think they should have included that extra powered up head sculpt, but I guess since this is on the more metallic shiny look, they wouldn't have done that. But still, man, I can't believe they tossed that to the side. Anyway, the armor looks about the same. The brown is a tad bit more saturated also, even down to the feet, and then the blue is just, I feel like this is the perfect blue. On the original, it looked a bit faded, but at the time, it wasn't something that you thought about until you get something like this in hand. But there's no point in going over any extra details because this is just a repaint. So let's go ahead and move right along to the height of the figure. Now, since I did review this figure before, I am going to try to move through the rest of this review fairly quickly. To the top of his head, as you guys can see, he stands right at about 5.5 inches to the top of his tallest bang, about 5 inches to the top of the forehead, so I think it's about accurate. Articulation wise, it's nothing out of the ordinary. You can only lift the head about that much because the ponytail does touch the back. When you try to tilt his chin down, it only goes about that much, and then you will get this issue where the faceplate pops off. Even utilizing the neck, he doesn't look down very well. He does get a slight bit of tilt, not too much, but I mean, it is effective. You kind of just have to move the ball joint around for the most of it, but it is there. Arms go up and out about that much, but then of course if you rotate it, then you will get some more range. He does have butterfly joints that are, for the most part, very effective. They've gotten a little bit better, but these are still really good. He does have a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, hands are on a ball peg. You can move them around freely. He does have a diaphragm joint. Not the best, but you can get a ton of movement around in there, and that's what's going to happen if you keep messing with that faceplate. I'm going to leave that in here just for you guys to see. But yeah, beware of gapping with this figure. I remember that being an issue when it first released. He had an extreme amount of gappage. I wasn't expecting them to fix that, and then it still looks like the chest sits up a bit high even once you pull this piece down. I don't know. I don't remember the original sitting that high, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, he does have a swivel right here at the waist. Kicks forward about that much. Kicks back about that much. He does do the splits well enough. He does have a thigh swivel, double jointed knees. Foot is on this horrible double ball peg. If they would have changed anything, this should have been it, but they didn't. He gets a slight bit of ankle rocker, and then he does have a toe hinge. This is the most ineffective piece of articulation, and next time we get an Armored Saiyan character, I really hope that they fix this, man. These are just not cool. My boy 86 points this out all the time. Big shout out to him. Go follow him. The link will be in the description below. Now, when it comes to accessories, you don't get a whole lot, and you get a few less than the original release. Number one being the powered down Trunks head sculpt, which is basically where he has the long purple hair that is in the ponytail. He does come with a pair of fist hands. He does have this neutral expression right here where he's looking forward. Would have been dope if we also got the looking to the side face included, even if everything else would have been painted the same and it wouldn't have had a different expression. I still think that would have been a cool addition for them to throw in. Anyway, he does come with two other face plates. You get this teeth gritted face, and then you do get this yelling screaming face. Both of these looking absolutely phenomenal, just once again showing that a little bit of extra paint work can go a long way. Now, he does come with a pair of blast hands, and then he does come with a pair of stylish pose hands. Lastly, he comes with a pair of crossed arms, and that's pretty much all you get before a $35 price point. I guess it's not bad. I still just don't understand why they wouldn't include the extra original accessories, since they have already sculpted them and they could have just thrown them in with a new paint job. Moving on to size comparisons, here he is standing next to an SH Figuarts Full Power Super Saiyan Goku, the SH Figuarts Super Saiyan Vegeta 2.0, 3.0 repaint, whichever you want to call it, and then probably still the best Dragon Ball figure to date, the SH Figuarts Dragon Ball CGI Gohan. And looking at these, I realize Vegeta is absolutely way too tall. Here he is standing next to an SH Figuarts brand new 2.0 Future Trunks, the boy from the future. We also have him standing next to a Dragon Ball CGI Piccolo and the SH Figuarts Kuririn or Krillin. Here he is standing next to an SH Figuarts third release Final Form Frieza. We have him standing next to the SH Figuarts Hell's Paradise Gabimaru, which I just reviewed. Go check that out if you haven't already. And then we also have him standing next to the Figma Boku no Hero Academia or My Hero Academia Deku. Lastly, here he is standing next to a Marvel Legends Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man, a Power Rangers Lightning Collection Omega Red Ranger, and a Metacom Toy Batman Hush Nightwing. And I know y'all didn't think that I was done with size comparisons without including my boy, the honored one, Figma Jujutsu Kaisen Greatness Satoru freaking Gojo. So all in all, when it comes to my final thoughts on this figure, I mean, it's not a whole lot, just because it's the same figure we already got before, meaning there's not really much different other than the paint scheme and a few less accessories. Now, the problem with that is the fact that it still suffers from the same issues we had with the original release. They never changed up the torso, so it still has that big gap in there whenever you're articulating him at the diaphragm, and then the ankle joints that we have been discussing for who knows how long at this point. It's just really bad bad engineering on Tamashii Nation's part, which is why I'm kind of looking forward to a 2.0 of the 2.0, if that makes any sense, because I know at some point they're going to double back and remake these figures. They know what they're doing with the Dragon Ball line. It's clearly going to go on forever. We've already gotten a million characters we never expected, and so I don't know, I'm just counting down the time until they start re-releasing re-released figures, and that's just how it's going to go, because Bandai wants their money, Dragon Ball sells, and there's really nothing else to it. Now, in terms of this figure itself, do I recommend it? Yeah, sure, if you missed out on the original release. If you do have the original release, then I mean, the only reason to pick it up would be you like the colors of this new version, but it's not significantly better to the point to where it's like you have to add it to your collection. The original's still going to look good with all of your 3.0 and 4.0 Dragon Ball figures. This one's just going to have those updated faceplates, the better looking, more gritty, more Dragon Ball Z-esque look to them, and that's it. It's just a little bit more detail. So it's up to you. For $35, I'll say it's worth it, but it's not one you have to have. Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this review. If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. That always helps me out. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Make sure to hit that bell icon to be notified whenever I upload new content. And last but not least, follow me on everything you see listed in the description below to keep all of my activity outside of YouTube. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe wherever you are, and bye.